Hello everyone and welcome back. This is going to be week 2 of my garden tours. I'm planning to do these garden tours every week for this growing season. If you're new here, I'm gardening in Queens, New York City, Zone 7B. This is going to be a short one. I've been trying to film this video the whole morning, but my streets are extremely busy today. I have construction going on, there's so many cars and so many people passing by. So this is going to be a short one, and hopefully by next week I can go more through and explain a lot of this stuff. Everything is very similar from last week still. I had some nice growth. We had a very cold week this week too. Our temperatures went to mid-30s. Everything was fine. I was able to have those hoops in there, and I cover those plants with some row cover. They actually are brassicas. They didn't need to get covered, but because I had some tomatoes also at the end of the bed, just decided to play safe and cover them anyways because I had the tool, so why not? And all my peppers stayed in the greenhouse. I don't want to put them back inside because of the aphids I showed you guys last week. It's been better, but they're still there, so I did not want those aphids to go to my other plants that are still living inside. I have a few tomato plants in here and a few things that are hardening off. They're almost done with the process, and I have a few things that are inside too. I'm going to be planning to plant a lot of things from seed this week, so hope our nights are now the forecast showing that's going to be above 50, so that's great. I actually took the temperature of the soil yesterday when it was 35 outside and the soil temp at 55, and I was like, whoa, that was a great sign. And I'm just going to put seeds in there. Even if it's not as warm yet, I hope that they sprout and we get things a little sooner. I also have some squash, some cucumbers, some tender or other crops that are also hardening off. They're still inside now. I was trying to film this video, I'm not at space, but I'm planning to plant them this week too. So hopefully next garden tour you'll be able to see a lot of different things, even if they're little, but then you'll see the placement where things will be more through the season. Also, I got a third green stock garden, vertical tower that's right behind me here. I will explain a little bit more about it when I go through over there. And my greens on the tower right next to it are doing amazing. So I'm going to probably do a few harvesting videos this week. I was really busy last week. I planned to do a potato video and it got the cold front, and I was going to transplant some tomatoes. I didn't have a chance to do any of that, so hopefully there'll be more content coming up this coming week, and things are just going to start looking much nicer. Update on the peppers, they are growing a little bit more. I talked about aphids already. Now that I gave them some space, they decided to grow slowly, but they're growing. The ones that are hardening off on the floor, on the ground, right over there. Just right before I started, look at this. Nice. The trees are finally starting to get green again. As I mentioned, I have started hardening off a few of my tender crops. I have tomatoes below here, some more tomatoes right here where I was sitting, and those boxes in there I'm going to take to the other garden to try to see if I can use that for weed control. So here I have these are some tomatillos and some okra in the back. Here I have my squash and cucumber and everything. I'm going to plant some of this try to plant some of this today when it gets a little bit later, warmer. And the tomatoes are there. I also have some tomatoes in here on that table. And the peppers. Green stock, I got a third one. It came this last week. It's a leaf planter. You see that this size pocket's different than that size. It's a little bit shorter. That one is actually meant to be for lettuce and kale, everything that I'm actually growing on this one, but I want to grow on this because it doesn't have such of a deep root system, so it's only okay to grow in this. And there's more tiers on this. There's 7 tiers, so I have 5, and that one I'm going to use for things that need a bit of a deeper root system to grow. So I'm going to be putting some peppers, some beans, even maybe some baby eggplants and etc. in there once I'm going to harvest this. And I planted new things in here, new baby lettuces and some other stuff, some basil, herbs. I have some flowers, nasturtium. My partner wanted to put a tomato in there as a test, so not sure it's going to work or not. We're going to keep you guys updated. But more basil. This is a little bok choy spinach. There's a few things around. This baby lettuce here, it's the same guy. This is the same seed as these beautiful ones here. So I hope that they get this nice and big. Again, just how they got in there. This green stalk is definitely due for harvest. I was supposed to have done this morning, but I was really busy, so I didn't have a chance. But tomorrow morning I have to do it because everything is just getting so big. Let me turn this real quick so you can see. That's a little bit tighter here. The scale is huge, bigger than my hand. See, I'm gonna take the outer leaves to give them some more space, and we're gonna eat those. And the radishes are growing really well. The radishes that I just planted, I think it was a month ago. I'm linking I can link the video down below here where I put this whole green stalk together. You see how tiny those transplants were, now how big they are too, so it's kind of cool to look back. I have a nasturtium in here too. Beautiful kale and sweet chard. There's 2 huge bok choys that are back there. I'm going to harvest them definitely tomorrow because they're getting way too big for this, and the leaves are starting to get a little damaged. So we're gonna eat bok choy tomorrow for lunch or dinner. And on this guy here, we have some broccoli. The scale bolted, so I'm gonna take it out. It's good because I need space for the warmer crops that are hardening off. Getting more broccoli again. I harvested some broccoli. I was supposed to post a video. I didn't have a chance. I'm see if I'm gonna post together maybe later today too, so you guys can see the broccoli harvest. I harvested a lot of this guy too, but they're all growing more. There's more broccoli growing. This one also bolted, and I'm going to take this out to make it space. And this broccoli got a little damaged with the cover because we had very cold weather, and I covered, and by accident I broke those leaves, but there's some florets coming out still from there. The raised beds are doing really good. The peas are growing well, the broccoli, everything on this side, the sunny sides are getting bigger than on that side. The sun now, it's getting to the whole 2 raised beds. I didn't have that by last week. Look how much stuff I have here. They're all hardening off, but they'll find homes really soon. Now I get sun everywhere, so it's better for me. I can also start planting some stuff on that side as well. Remember last week when I showed this, guys, and I had to touch the soil to kind of point where they were because they were so tiny? Look how big they are now. It's almost time for me to actually cover them with soil again. Because I'm planting more potatoes, I'm gonna try to do the potato video that's overdue. Supposed to do this week, but with all the weather and everything that happened, I didn't get a chance to do it. So I'm gonna try to make a quick video explaining that as well, and doing a little grow guide on how to grow potatoes in grow bags. Last year I put 1 potato in one of these grow bags, and I got about 22 potatoes out of it, so I decided to put 3 this time. And let's see, those are fingerling potatoes, different colors. I have red and pink and purple in there, and then we'll see how they're gonna do, how many I'm gonna get from it this year. Now I'm going to mask up and take a walk to the other garden. We're gonna see together if there was much damage with the frost, not the frost, but the cold weather front that we got this week. And I'm going to give you guys a quick run on where I plan to plant things there and the cardboard situation and everything. So let's take a look. The tomatoes are fine. Everyone is okay. So I'm gonna start here in the back, which is fun because I like this area. So much growth, huh? From last week for this week. Lots more, a lot of green roses here, looking really nice. Let's see when curious to see when they're going to bloom. Back here, so not too bad. I was concerned, but here we have. I planted some arugula in here. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last garden tour or not. I can see some arugula seedlings coming up, but also lots of weeds. And here some of the red lettuce, the same one I have out there, but it's also looking pretty different, which I think is really cool. Some more lettuce in there. The mustard is looking like it's going to bolt. It's going to flower. It's getting the sand in this long stem. This romaine is looking great. Got a lot of growth in a week. That's very nice. Peach tree has some more growth as well, and lots of weeds, but I'm gonna try to address that. Here are the tomatoes. They didn't seem to have suffered that much, to be honest. This guy has purple leaves because it's a purple-ish variety. There is this guy here is looking okay. That guy is looking okay. That guy's gone. Maybe a bird took it. Some peas over there in the back. Put a kale in here. It's tiny. It's looking alright. Let's see. I think it might bolt soon too. The other ones that I had planted at the same time bolted. And another tomato in that. Alright, so that's not too bad. The tomato here, whoa, got eaten. You can see. Alright, so I have to plant another one there. Even though it looks like there's a sucker trying to leave. Getting out here, so let's see. Another pea in here. Some peas popping around. Lots of weeds. Alright, this side doesn't have a lot of weeds, which is kind of interesting, but this side is full of it. So, cardboard situation that I was talking about. I want to try to put a cardboard on top of them and top with some compost. Make some holes in the cardboard and then plant whatever I have to plant there. Not sure if that's going to work, but that's what I'm going to try to do. Oh, these guys have grown quite a lot. Alright, this Swiss chard is growing really nicely. Look at that big difference from last week to this week. Oh, look how beautiful it's looking. Oh, got a little damage here, but it's alright. That's radishes, a bunch of weeds again. No peas popped up here. Maybe I'm gonna put a cucumber or something since nothing came. I'm definitely gonna have to amend the soil more and put some more nutrients in them. Probably more compost. It's looking pretty clayey and dry, even though we already amended, but I might need some more. This guy's bolting. It's the same I have out there. It's alright. I don't know if it's... This soil is a little weird, so let's see what's gonna happen here. This broccoli, it's getting big, but still kind of tiny. Interesting that my garden in front there, everything looks much bigger. Wow, this kale also got eaten. I wonder who is eating things around here. And cauliflower kind of growing. Not a cauliflower there, a few peas. Not as much. There's a radish in there. Those are the red daikon radishes that I planted in here too. I have to take care of this compost pile. I had so much stuff in there. I've been kind of saving some in the house. And I might even try to plant a squash in that pile, but let's see how it's gonna go. Flowers here. If the sunflower made it, or if I also got... Can't find it. Sunflower probably also got eaten. What is this? Looks like a pea variety. Or what is this? Interesting. I don't know. Pea, but not pea. Something. I don't know what that is. It looks cool though. And the peas here suffering. Also, this stuff here got eaten. Oh man. Alright, I don't know if these peas are gonna make it here, but I think there's some radishes popping up. I planted a few radishes here and there. And that's it. Not much going on. Few things only, but this week I'm going to bring a lot of stuff to here. So this week I'm going to try to plant more things in here. As I also mentioned in the previous video, our neighbor asked us to leave some space for them to also plant tomatoes and peppers and beans. They will plant beans all along that trellis over there, that fence. I'm planting cucumbers and a lot of climbing things behind here since the peas didn't really take. I think I need to put more nutrition in the soil, put some more soil and then plant them on top. But that Swiss chard is kind of the only thing that's really doing really good on that bed, and some of this cauliflower. There's something that keeps eating them. I don't know what it is, but I will try to just overplant here since that I know now that I'm probably going to lose a lot of my stuff. So I'm planting some more tomatoes in here. I'm gonna plant some cucumbers. I'm gonna plant some squash, some okra, maybe some corn, and I'm gonna plant a lot of flowers. I wanted to beautify this space too. I'm going to put some sunflowers along here too that I also want to use as a pole to get some green beans, some pole beans growing on. I'm gonna try to put some squash on the ground to act as mulch, just since we have so much weeds in here. But let's see, it's not as bad. We had a cold front and everything is still looking good. I didn't do anything in here, so it's kind of awesome to see the tomatoes actually did well. Next garden tour, you'll be seeing a lot of different things. Hopefully things are going to do well. and here too, and I'm excited to show how that's going to look like. Let me know if you have any questions. You can just leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.